No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort and know that whether if you stay a while, or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a
Good morning. Welcome to Unity of the Blue Ridge. My name is Beth Boilott, and I almost pronounced it like everybody else pronounced it because it's spelled that way. And I am happy to be a member of the ministry team here. As we always do, let's begin with prayer. Beloved, I put my hand in yours, and together we can do what we could never do alone. No longer is there a sense of hopelessness. No longer must we each depend on our own unsteady willpower. We are together right here and now. And as we join, we find gifts of love, understanding, compassion, and strength beyond our wildest dreams. Thank you, living, loving God. And so it is. Amen. And we also sing. So I invite you to stand and sing with us. Just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. Yes, you are. You're just where you're supposed to be. You're in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now let's take a few moments and greet each other, greet your neighbors. Namaste, love and goodness. Thank you to all of our virtual viewers. We love you and we appreciate you. We see you fully blessed. Thank you for being with us this morning. Amen. Yes. Thank you. Please be seated if you would like, or you could stand up and dance. It's all welcome. It's all welcome here. We have a beautiful children's program here, and it is now time for our children to go back with their beloved teachers for their class. And so, children, if you'll head over. That's blessing. Yes. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the divinity in you. Have a great class, children. Have a lovely day. If you are new to Unity, to this particular Unity of the Blue Ridge, if you would raise your hand, we will give you some information. And on that card, there is a heart. And if you will wear that heart, we'll know to give you a special greeting. We just want to make sure that you're not missed. We try and greet everyone, but especially people who are new. We have a few announcements this morning. I wanted to remind you that if you have your cell phone with you, to please silence it or turn it off. We would appreciate that very much. And I want us to send our blessing to our virtual viewers. There are lots of people that watch us online, and we just want to send a blessing to ourselves, to each other, and to our virtual viewers. So let's do that now. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the divinity in you. Thank you so much. I wanted to share with you, Reverend Darlene lost 2 family members recently, and she is at home with a fever. So we send her love and blessings and healing and comfort. And so I just wanted to share that with you. She loves being here, and when she has to miss, we miss her, and she misses us very much. Jason, would you like to start?
Hey, folks. Wow, I got a loud voice. Okay. How many folks here are familiar with Wood Songs? It's a PBS television show and radio broadcast. They have something called Wood Songs Old Time Radio Hour. And they're doing a really wonderful thing for Western North Carolina. Sunday, March 9th at Warren Wilson College from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. There will be a minimum of 1,500 instruments, possibly thousands in total. These are instruments that have been donated from all over the region, going as far north as Ohio, donations from as far south as Florida. These are for people that lost their musical instruments in Hurricane Helene, mostly string instruments, banjos, fiddles, guitars, things like that. But if you or someone you know lost an instrument during Hurricane Helene, there will be an army of luthiers and volunteers repairing these instruments to give back. So these are free and open to anybody who wants them. So please spread the word for any musicians or music lovers who may have lost an instrument. Sunday, March 9th at Warren Wilson College.
That is a pretty big deal. I love that. I want you to be aware of, I'm aware that I'm saying I want, and that's a word of separation. So I'm just going to say, if you would please be aware that there is a class. Dorothy Dennett will be bringing a class that is based on the book, The Week That Changed the World. It starts on April 23rd from 12 until 2:30, and it will meet for 4 weeks. Our Susie Zenker, an RN, is going to check blood pressures for all of us who want to, who are willing, in the lobby today. It's a nice gift, isn't it? March is the time for membership renewal. The forms are in the lobby, and would you please fill those out so that we can keep our records current? And now I'd like to call up Michael Winter and Jessica Ayala, and they're going to speak for a little bit about the Keepers of the Light. You can use that one.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. For those of you who were here for the town hall meeting, the annual meeting last Sunday, this is a little bit of a rerun. But we wanted you to know that we've changed our program for Keepers of the Light. We're doing it a little bit differently. We shared that in 2024, we celebrated our 75th anniversary and our 10th year of consecutively finishing in the black, positive. More revenue than expenses. That's really quite an accomplishment when you consider everything that was going on in such a tumultuous year. Our annual budget's approximately just shy of $400,000, and we reached that in income. And the gifts pay for the ministry, the band, the facility, repairs, and it provides so much more. This community provides spiritual gifts, connection, enlightenment, hence the play on words, Keepers of the Light. This year we did something different too, and I'm going to give Jessica credit. I said last week, if you haven't seen this, be prepared. There's no credits at the end. There's no list of filmers, writers, producers, directors. It was all done right here.
75 years, Unity of the Blue Ridge has been a beacon of spiritual connection and inspiration. We are radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, socially responsive. Led by Reverend Darlene Strickland, Unity of the Blue Ridge welcomes people from all walks of life, faiths, and spiritual traditions. In 2019, we launched the Keepers of the Light mission, a vital yearly initiative to sustain the ongoing operations of Unity of the Blue Ridge and ensure our light continues to shine brightly. In 2024, your generosity sustained our operations and supported Sunday services, community outreach, music programs, classes, and the care of our beautiful property. It helped fund several meaningful projects, including continued support for a young mother in Cameroon, Africa, in her journey of becoming a Unity minister, enhancing our labyrinth, beginning work on the Pathway to Peace, and building the prayer wall and memorial pet bridge. Spaces designed for the greater community to use and enjoy. Your support also allowed us to respond to urgent needs, such as creating a support hub for families devastated by Hurricane Helene. By being a keeper of the light, you are an integral part of maintaining our sacred mission, ensuring that Unity of the Blue Ridge continues to thrive and extend its impact to touch lives across the globe. As we look toward 2025, our commitment to community outreach remains strong, and we're excited to expand our mission and deepen our impact in meaningful ways. We're introducing new affinity groups, which will foster deeper connections within our community. We look forward to completing the Pathway to Peace, a serene space for reflection and prayer, as well as dedicating ourselves to hosting interfaith events. We also aim to increase support for our youth by welcoming additional youth workers to guide and inspire the next generation of spiritual leaders. These exciting initiatives are only possible because of your continued support. Your generosity sustains us, strengthens us, and enables us to shine our light even brighter. Join us as a keeper of the light. All donations are welcome, and by setting up a recurring donation, you help us establish our budget for the year. Every gift, no matter the size, illuminates our shared path forward and allows us to continue serving as a sanctuary for all people and faith traditions. Unity of the Blue Ridge is more than a building. It is a movement. Together, we uphold sacred oneness and create a brighter world, here in the Blue Ridge Mountains and beyond.
I feel like I get to be Unity of the Blue Ridge Academy Awards, but there's only one award because one person did it.
Oh, well, thank you. This was really meaningful to put together and to just express what I think Unity means to us all. This has just always been a land that once we enter, I'm sure, who else feels this way? Once you enter, you're like, I practically ran here, by the way, because I was running behind. And as soon as I pulled in, I'm like, so yeah, thank you all for just being here. We each make this what it is. That energy is from all of us, so yeah.
Thank you. We typically have done this in the fall in the past, and with all the disruptions, the schedule changed. So we not only changed the program, but then we got to witness this wonderful video. We're asking folks to let us know that they will continue, everybody here, all of us, if we'll continue our recurring donations. We updated our web page and tried to make it simpler. Top right of the home page is a donate button, and that takes you to a screen that allows you to select. We're still taking 75th anniversary donations. That fund is funding the Pathway of Peace. But then the bulk of the page, you can select which fund you want to give to, whether it's the Keepers of the Light, keeping our spiritual and physical lights on. You then select how frequently and what amount, and it's as simple as that. For those of you who prefer not to do it online, we don't want to keep credit card or bank account numbers here, so just call the office. Our accomplishments are made possible with our gifts, and we thank everybody for their help.
We had a little glitch this morning, a little technical difficulty. Usually the announcements that we make from the pulpit here are those that are specifically Unity functions. But because a couple of things that are going on weren't able to be announced, I wanted to mention something. One is that our Healing Oasis team, or the Healing Oasis team that meets here at Unity, will have practitioners that are offering sessions from 12:30 until 2, till 3. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you so much. And our pet bridge, Jill Haney. Is Jill in here somewhere? There she is. There's Jill Haney. Would you stand up for a moment, Jill? Yeah. We just call her our Jill now, right, don't we? So she is inviting us to bring stones and to bring trinkets, little things that can go into the Rainbow Bridge and the other builds that are going around that. So please bring those things. And if you put them in my office or give them to one of us, then we'll make sure that they get to Jill. Thank you, Jill. Appreciate you. And now, Elaine Scott.
Good morning. I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. You get your fill to eat and never lose that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whatever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. hope you never fear those mountains in the distance. Never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. Now don't let some helping heart leave you bitter. When you come close to selling out, reconsider. Give the heavens above more than a fighting chance. And if you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, dance, I hope you dance. 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 I hope you dance.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Paige, would you mind coming up for inspirational reading? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Elaine, thank you, band, thank you, Jason, thank you, everyone, thank you, Brandy. What an amazing group of talents, right? And this is Paige. Paige is a new chaplain, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Oh, I'm so proud, I'm so proud. Here you go. Thank you. She's going to bring our inspiration.
Good morning. It's a prayer of presence. As I take a deep breath, I center my awareness upon God. God is the ever-present grace in my life. God is the ever-flowing source of my good. With each breath, I feel my heart opening and sense my mind becoming more clear. God is always with me and in me. In this, I focus my attention, and so I release any fear or worry. There is nothing that can limit me as I welcome the full potential of God's grace and good into my life. I focus all my attention on the eternal and powerful presence of God. Where God is, all is working for my highest good. Where God is, all is working in my favor. I claim my good here and now. I feel gratitude rising in me, for I am grateful for my oneness with God and for the faith that guides me. So it is. Amen. Okay.
Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Well, as I said, Reverend Darlene is not here today, so I will be bringing the lesson. Some people call them the talk. Some people say preach. I don't preach at. I just enjoy my life and the goodness that I've found. I want you to know, and I want you to know that you are absolutely loved here. That as you walk in this door, I hope that your heart opens. I hope that your mind is open and that you invite these teachings that enhance life, is my belief. That's in the land of Beth. I invite you, if you are willing, is something that I used to get teased about a little bit, because I would always open when I was teaching and say, I invite you, if you're willing, to take this information into your soul. One thing that I know that is absolutely true for me is that my soul is welcome here. I love that song. My soul is welcome here. I came to Unity and was wondering at first how much science there was, because the first time that I heard someone speak, they were talking about laws and sciences, not rules, but tools, laws and sciences. And I was like, Reverend Reagan is a self-proclaimed science nerd. Is that right? Yes, yes. And she is really, really great at that. And I love the way that she teaches. I take it in and I listen and I absorb it. Charles Fillmore was more the science side of the founding of Unity. Myrtle Fillmore was more the connection side of Unity. Right? So here's Myrtle. Isn't she glowy? I like that picture. She's just glowy and sweet. And she says, and this is what I heard that landed so well for me, the trials of today are stepping stones over which you pass to a glorious destiny. A glorious destiny through trials. One time I went to a retreat with Edwin Gaines in Mentone, Alabama. It was a beautiful place, but I was there for a workshop. I was going to listen to a lot of things, and I love experiential, so I was like, bring that on. But at some point, they said, we're building the fire, and I said, oh, how nice. We're going to go maybe chant around a fire. This is great. I love that. And then they said, the coals will be ready soon. And I was like, what? Are they going to cook? My consciousness was just, it was not about a fire walk at all. That part just skipped through. It was like, la, 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 deep things. And then, fire walk, blah, blah, blah. I just didn't hear it. I did not hear it. And I'm like, and there were a lot of people there. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna walk down this hill. It was beautiful. I'm gonna walk down this hill, and I'm gonna do this walk. And we were chanting, and we were walking, but I was like, I'm not gonna walk over those coals. Nope. I'm a practical kind of spirituality gal. I am not gonna be walking across coals. So we get closer and we're singing more, and there's more harmonies, and people are drumming and dancing, and I watched all these people walk over coals, and it was like nothing, and before I knew it, I had done that. A dear friend of mine who knows about the practicality of me got a video and sent it to me later. She said, because I know that you will somehow discount this in your mind. Do you ever do that? Have these amazing experiences, and then in your mind you go, oh, that didn't happen, really. You know, that must have been, those were really hot coals. There's something about that. I did it. Not just once, but twice. I was having a party. It was great. I was in the amazement. I was in the miracle of it. It was steps. Just walk. It wasn't like you had to run. You just walk. Every morning I wake up, I breathe in and I breathe out, and I'm with my beloved family, and I see miracles everywhere. But I doubted. I doubted that you could walk over coals. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people have done that. People levitate. One time I was and I lived in Nashville for a while, and at the Blair School of Music at Vanderbilt, they had the monks came. You know, the monks that can throw their voices, and it's like you're sitting there and you hear their voices and feel like they're bouncing off the walls. And everyone wasn't being quiet. And one of the monks did the gong thing that he was doing, and something fell off the wall. Everyone stopped. Everyone was quiet because the vibration of his intention manifest through his voice made something fall from the wall. That's miraculous, you think? Myrtle Fillmore is known as the mother of unity. She's the co-founder. And I know that most of you know about her hearing the lecture from E.B. Weeks that said, I am a child of God. As a child of God, I do not inherit illness. And she received a healing. She was a sickly person. Her whole family was sickly, and she was healed from tuberculosis. It did not happen instantly, but it happened. Miraculous? Or is it just like when we wake up every day and we trust that we're going to breathe? We live in the buoyancy of miracles all the time, every day. Myrtle held people close. She was the one that would stand and talk with people and be present with people. That happens a lot here. Have you noticed? I've noticed. I've noticed that sometimes it feels like we don't have enough time. And this morning I was talking with someone I love very much, and I was like, I've got such a full plate, I can't hear you right now. And it wasn't that I didn't want to be with her. It was that there was a conversation going on over here, and I know me, and I wanted to give my attention to her. So I had to be willing to say, I love you. I can't hear you right now. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. And sometimes I experience tinnitus, and it gets louder when I need to pay attention that I'm not listening. Yeah, it's for me. Absolutely for me. I do these little things, these little snaps on my ears, and it's one of those things where you feel it in your body. If you ever have an opportunity, you take your 2 fingers and you go like this, and you snap behind your ears, and you can feel that this amazing experience goes not just here, but inside to the middle of your head, and feels vibration so that you can hear sound. There's a story that I love about Myrtle Fillmore. There's many, many, many stories. And this is National Women's Month, so how appropriate is that I get to speak about our souls being welcome and how Myrtle Fillmore's teachings brought that for me. So Myrtle Fillmore would speak with Charles, and a woman came up to Myrtle, and she said, I am just in such pain everywhere. My whole being, all of me, the all of me is in pain. And Myrtle said, does it hurt here? She said, yes, it hurts there. She said, and here? And she said, yes, it hurts there too. She said, is there any place on your body, any place that does not hurt? And Myrtle, the story goes, Myrtle took her hand and touched the little tip of her pinky finger and said, does this hurt? And the woman said, no, that doesn't hurt. She said, what I would like for you to do is I want you to pray every day, focusing on that does not hurt. I've heard this story too. This that does not hurt. And then as you continue to pray, move the prayer up to your full finger and then to the next finger in your hand, and see how far you can go on focusing on what is working and what is good in your life. And she did. And she came back and she was like, I'm good. I'm good. It worked. I am good. But it's not this pretend grin, that, hi, how you doing? It's not that kind of thing. It is an intention. It is a focus. It is a knowing of the presence of the God of your understanding flowing in, through, and as you. Myrtle Fillmore would answer letters personally. If you ever go to Unity Village, you can see in the archives the handwritten letters. How many of you have been to the archives? A lot of us have been. It's beautiful, isn't it? Oh, yeah. It's just an amazing thing. They have the offices set up so you can see everything as it was. She wrote in one of her letters, she said, God in the midst of us is a great steady stream of renewing and cleansing and vitalizing life. And we can have the use of this life if we will open up the channels of its flowing and ourselves draw from source. If we are open. There's another story about Myrtle Fillmore, about when they built her house, her new house. She didn't always have, they built a newer house for the Fillmores as the farm grew at Unity Village. And she didn't have a kitchen. She had her house built and she said, I don't need a kitchen. I don't cook. There was a big kitchen, in the common area. There was a big kitchen, and they had people that cooked there. They cooked the vegetables. At that time, it was vegetarian, and they cooked the vegetables from the farm. So she said, I don't need a kitchen. I just don't need a kitchen. And I like that. I love to cook when it's an act of love for myself or someone else, or it's a creative outlet. But as far as just doing it every day, Pat can tell you it's just not my jam. Myrtle Fillmore, in clinical speak, I spent a lot of time being a counselor, and in clinical speak, there was a wonderful model that came about in the 90s, and it was called motivational interviewing. And instead of talking to people about what was broken when you did an intake with them and you did, an evaluation and say, oh, you did this, oh, and how many times did you do that? And what? Instead of looking at the negative, it was strength focused. You think it worked? Yeah. It's like, so tell me, what is it that you can do to help yourself that you see that you can do? I can't heal you. You're the only one that can do that for yourself. What are you doing that's working? Well, I got a job. Great. That's wonderful. I don't like it very much. Could you pretend for a little while, maybe? I mean, is that an ability that you have to pretend that you're enjoying your work for a little bit? It doesn't have to be forever, but it's about your experience. Yeah, I can do that. I can pretend. Well, great. You have a lot of power, because imagination is a very powerful faculty, and you have that about you. That feels good, doesn't it? Motivational interviewing. What a change in consciousness. Positive thoughts. What a change in consciousness. Not like Brene Brown talks about sympathy and empathy. And sympathy is like, well, at least it's not this. That's sympathy. Empathy is, I don't know exactly what you're going through, but I'm here. I am here and I'm with you. I am with you. Tell me what you need. I will be present. A friend of mine, Nancy, told a story about a woman that she knew that was severely, morbidly obese. And she was having a really hard time. And she qualified for surgery, but her copay amount was a lot. And so her sister said, I will pay the copay amount because I love you and I want you to live. And she had experienced a lot of ailment due to her primary illness. Before she was going for surgery, she had decided that she was going to take water aerobics. Gentle water aerobics. And she did. And she said when she got into the water, she immediately felt light. That her body could move and do things that she didn't think were possible. And so she went back. And she did it more. And she did it more. And she loved it. And she brought more people with her. And she laughed. And she had joy in her life. And she was no longer obese at all. Because she focused on what helped her, what brought her joy. She loved it. It was like being a little kid playing with a rubber ducky in the water. You know, she was having a great time. At first, she talked about how she had to have floaties. Everybody had to have floaties. And then she was in the advanced class, and she was doing so very well. Pat and I used to live on the Intercoastal Waterway. And we would go down and go swimming in it's the Intercoastal Waterway. That's where we would go swimming. And across from the back of the house, you could see an island there. It was Perdido Key, and it was just beautiful, white sands. And Pat swims really pretty. I do not. You know, Pat looks like the beautiful athletic swimmer, out there. I don't. They say that whatever is buoyant for you is how you will like to float. Well, Pat swims overhead, and I like to float on my back, so I think baby's got back, and I've got belly and such, and so that's why I float on my back, and she floats on, sorry, honey, but that's, science. And it is miraculous. Pat's mother used to talk about how it was miraculous because she could go and her sinuses were cleared to swim in the salt water. The salt water would clear her sinuses. and that swimming felt so good. Have you ever noticed how when you go swimming in the ocean that afterwards you feel sleepy? You feel sleepy and you feel good. Myrtle Fillmore would like all of that. My soul is welcome here. Myrtle Fillmore started a publication called We Wisdom. I would go to the doctor's office. I didn't know it was a Unity publication. I was just a child in the doctor's office, at the pediatrician's office. And it was We Wisdom. I would read the stories and I would do the puzzles, and I just loved it. And I didn't like leaving them, but you don't take the magazines from the doctor's office, Mom said, so I just loved them. I didn't know they were Unity. I just loved them. I liked that they made sense. The stories made sense. And there was positive teaching through those stories. For years, I would go to my friends' parents' homes with them and go to their bathrooms, and there would be the Daily Word in the bathroom, in the reading room, I guess, right? There's the Daily Word. I didn't know it was a Unity publication. I just liked it. I didn't know anything about Unity Church. I just liked it. And then something really big happened. The reason why I'm so attached to practicality sometimes, and I'm working with that, is because I'm an ACA, adult child of an alcoholic, who was an amazing man. And that's why I worked with families of addicts and addicts for most of my career. I guess I really am an experiential learner. I had to figure things out, for survival. You just kind of have to figure things out. It served me very well. I came to a point in my life when I was 28. I'd been going to a lot of meetings and therapies and things like that. And I worked at a lovely place called the Clark Center in Savannah, Georgia. That's my hometown. And I worked there and I loved it. And a friend of mine told me I needed to go to this experiential training, so I went. And what happens is that the clinicians are not separate from the clients. No one knows who is what. And so I went there and I did some really intense work. I mean, really, really intense work. I did, and it was 5 days, 4 nights, and every day it started the same way. You got up, you went to breakfast, you did meditation, you went into session for 2.5 hours, you had lunch, you went back into session for 2.5 hours, you had dinner, and then you went to sleep or walked around. It was a beautiful lakeside retreat. Well, I opened up. I opened up. And it was so good. All of that came to healing. It came to healing. It came for that awareness that I remember that was the first time that I ever heard in meditation that your parents are not to need from you. They are to take care of you. They're not to need things from you. That they are to care for you as little children. And I just had never heard it. I had beautiful parents. One had a disease. Well, the other one had another disease, codependency. Severe codependency. What I want to say here and now, and there's that want word, but I am saying here and now that what happened for me was that when I left, I did not have closure. I didn't have closure. You need to have closure to go back into the world, to be back into your life these people that you live with and that you work with do not understand what has happened. You have to have closure. You have to have a soft place to land. And I went home and within 24 hours had a massive panic attack. I thought that I was having a psychotic break. I worked in mental health. I did not know what to do. I called my friends that were therapists and doctors, and I really couldn't speak at first, and then I could speak. And I said, I don't know what's going on. I told my partner at the time, I said, hide the knives. I'm just going into the room. I don't know. I just could not trust myself. It was just one of those experiences that I was not suicidal, but I didn't want to live because they kept happening. It was like, God, if you decide that it's time for me to go, all righty then. All righty then. And I had all the help I think that anyone could muster. I worked in a mental health facility, the kinds that have bubbly walls, you know, where there's chimes and meditations all the time, where there's pottery wheels and you can go play with the clients, and biofeedback therapy everywhere. I was in this beautiful experience, and I wanted to go to work every day because these people understood. And when I'd start to feel that panic coming on, I could go to them, and they would hold me, and they'd say, "You're not going to die. You're going to be all right." And I believed them, and I was okay. I learned all kinds of tools, but I couldn't take the meds because they threw a bunch of them at me at first, and my dad was an alcoholic, and I'm always very mindful of that in my family. So I was like, no, you can't do that. So I had all kinds of practices. And then one day, the director of nursing said, "Beth, I want to give this to you." She was a close friend. She said, "I need to give this to you. And I know that this will help you." I'd wake up in the middle of the night, you know, and when you wake up in the middle of the night, you feel very vulnerable. And she gave me this little piece of paper, and typed on it said, "The light of God surrounds you. The love of God enfolds you. The power of God protects you. The presence of God watches over you. And wherever you are, God is, and all is well." I said that to myself when I could not speak. I said that to myself when I would wake up and be in that state. And you know, it was one of the most important pieces in my healing. I did not know it came from James Dillett Freeman, thank you. See, got it, Dillett Freeman, who was the poet laureate and ran Silent Unity. He wrote that. And many churches close with that. I didn't know that it was unity. I referred clients to Unity churches a lot because I knew that Unity wasn't judgmental, but I didn't go. I went to the one in Savannah once, and I think every clinician in the town went there, and I felt like I felt like I was at work. So I didn't go. I went to a church somewhere else. But then when I was in Nashville, and it's been so many years ago now, I was involved in the Episcopal Church, and relationship ended, and I happened upon a Unity church. And at the end, they said, "The light of God surrounds you." And I took a deep breath, and they went on. "The love of God enfolds you. The power of God protects you, and the presence of God watches over you. Wherever you are, God is, and all is well." It's okay if you are having some kind of transference with me because I might have the cadence of a Baptist minister. I was raised in the Baptist church, and I found that as I learned more and more about ministry, that I did that same cadence, and it's my way. It's me. It's not anything, but just recognize, if you have any transference, that I'm still me. I'm still Beth, that you see every Sunday with our beloved Reverend Arlene. And I love you. And I believe, as Martha Creek would say, you love me too, you just may not know it yet. Unity does not have rules, we have tools. We have tools. My soul welcomes that. We have tools. There are 5 principles, and a brief synopsis is oneness. You are not separate from God. Oneness. Goodness. There is divinity in all of us. Positive thoughts. We believe in the good that is active in our minds and in our lives, and that is our focus. Affirmative prayer. We have a tool. We pray using denials and affirmations, clearing away the encumbered soil of our souls and planting the truth of our being. And action. The last one is action. Knowing what we have learned, we act on these teachings, standing in our truth. So I do have a question. It seems as though those of you who are here and those of you who are online are truth students. Truth students means that you're seeking your truth. There's truth that you have, and there's truth that you're willing to look at and experience and see if it fits for you. So we're truth students. Are you a truth student? Yes? Can we claim it? Are you a truth student? Yes, I am a truth student. Are you a truth student? Yes, I too am a truth student. I love you and I appreciate you. Namaste, beloved friends. Namaste. Thank you, Jason. I invite you now to close your eyes and relax your body. To remember the truth of who you are, the goodness of you. Knowing that the presence of love is here. It is everywhere present, right here, right now. And as you leave, you take that with you and you share it. Surely the presence of love is in this place. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of love is in this place. So let's just take a moment and use our faculty of imagination. As we breathe in and breathe out, we use that faculty and we imagine that we are here in this room, dimly lit, and that each of us has a space around us, that we have chairs that are in a half circle behind us, and we don't see who's there. But we breathe in and we bring those in that half circle, we bring them closer to us. And we feel that they are the expression of God. And we are comfortable and trusting in this process. And as we breathe in, they become closer and closer. And now we see that they are one presence, one beautiful shining light of a presence. And we take our hands and we place them both over our heart. And we say, yes, yes, yes. If you are willing, I invite you now to say yes. And we feel those loving arms come around us and place their hands on top of ours. And we feel the love. We know that our soul is welcome, that our soul is embraced and loved and treasured and known. Yes, our soul is welcome here. And so now we gently release that embrace. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes and come back into this now moment. Be familiar with your body, how you're seated in a chair. And we know together the truth of this song. Surely the presence of love is in this space. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of love is in this place. Now if you stand and sing this together. Surely the presence of love is in this place. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory love you and I appreciate you. Please be seated. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'd like to have our ushers and greeters come up, please. And our chaplains. Our chaplains are trained to pray with you. Barry is our chaplain today. There will be in the office that is indicated for prayer. They hold your prayers sacred. So now let's say our prosperity blessing together. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. I am now in perfect balance and flow with the universal tides of giving and receiving. Thank you, God, and so it is. Elaine.
I can see peace instead of this. 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 When I feel lost and I don't know where to go, it's always up to me what I focus on will grow. I could choose love or I could choose fear, but if I want to be happy, the answer's so clear. I could see peace instead of war. I can see peace instead of war. Come on, clap with me, y'all. And I can see peace instead of war, yeah. And I could see peace instead of war. When I'm troubled, I feel all alone. Love is always with me, and grace will call me home. Love is a healer. Love is all I see. Each and every day, love is who I want to be. Yeah. I could see love instead of hate. I can see love instead of hate. I can see love instead of hate. I can see love instead of hate. Yeah. Oh, I could see peace instead of love. I can see peace instead of this. 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 Oh, I can see peace instead of this.
Thank you. Yes. What a great message. I wanted us to take a moment to say thank you to all those folks back in that booth. They are the ones who make us the sound good. Acela needs some volunteers to learn how to run the video. And Connie and the PowerPoint posse, you all are just amazing. We are surrounded by beautiful, talented people. So now it's time for us to come together and sing the peace song. So let's do that. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Birthdays. March birthdays. Who's got a March birthday? Everybody sit down unless you got a March birthday. Who's got a March birthday? All right. We're going to sing happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, you are wonderful. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sharon. Happy birthday, Sharon. So now we can stand again all together and close with the peace song. Thank you, Brandy. Here we go. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant